got fancy headphones and everything.
Oh.
You got your little earbud?
How is that caught up in that?
You've obviously tied.
Problems.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
Are we live yet?
No.
He clicks go live and then sorts his life out after. So yeah, we are streaming, we are live. I've still got to share it and stuff like that if everyone could tab it up. We are live today and the podcast is about steak and ale pie. We're doing a review. This is our first podcast food review, actually.
Yeah.
Starring Beeb One Up, and she's going to tell us she's going to tell us how a pie tastes. So go through some textures and essences.
It's actually really nice.
It's quite crusty on the outside.
It's steak and ale.
Yeah, nice.
And it's got a nice bit of seasoning on it, yeah.
We missed the unboxing. So
you missed the unboxing.
Pie
and the cooking,
unboxing, the Pucker Pie box. Yeah. Let me get this on YouTube.
Nothing's going on. What are we talking about today? Beep has no idea. She has absolutely no
I have no idea.
I just told her as well.
Stephen, something beginning with a G.
Stephen Gorilla, that's it.
Gorilla. No, it wasn't Gorilla, it was Gur.
Miami's just furious inside. This is your staff.
Something.
This is Mayhem. Yeah, mate, drink.
Mayhem's like, I need a drink after this.
He's got a strong one as well. What is it, Mayhem?
Oh, has he?
Yeah. What is that? Rum?
White rum?
Vodka.
Was it vodka?
Never.
There's like grass in it. So basically, it's a bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bowl pisses on the grass. There's a grass inside, and it gives you a flavor.
Nice.
Oh, so you're drinking bull wee?
Bull piss.
I mean, I'll try everything twice.
Whoop whoop.
No,
Guys, you're going to have to wait till I finish my pie.
No, we're already going.
He was finishing the pie, and I'm actually recording that as well for audio. So I'm just going to delete all those silent moments that we have, with Beep trying to chew the pie. Beep works hard. Beep works hard. She has no time for podcast at all. And no one else works as hard as Beep does.
Yeah, that's probably true, actually.
It's just a little disclaimer. So on that note, we'd like to thank you.
Aww.
Not you. We'd like to thank our listeners for your patience.
yeah, not you, Beep. Beep, thank you for all the work you do. We thank you for your service, in game.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for selling hard copies of a dying business.
Is that still going? Everything's going digital now.
Yeah, it is.
Digital. We're still going.
There's a city in Italy. I just did the short on it. There's a city in Italy. They're testing the social credit score. In Bologna.
Really?
Yeah. At the moment, it's voluntary, and everyone can sign up. And if you so a good behavior is rewarded.
I think I'd be quite high up there,
You really want to take a part in it?
Oh no.
No.
I don't want to be took part of it, but I think I'd be all right.
Right. So you can while you're eating your pie, you can research a couple of things, right?
Yeah.
You can research skunk works.
Skunk works.
Yeah, skunk works. Yeah, that's Lockheed Skunk Works, and we can chat about it later on. Oh.
This is podcast 006, the gaming pit. Welcome. Bottoms up. Cheers.
What we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Drinking, and he's chasing it up as well. Like, nice.
Let's go, boys. Oh, well, Beeb's having an ale. Mayhem's having a vodka.
I've got ale in my pie.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Look at her go, boys. If you want, we can edit.
Yeah.
Oh! Is she going for an alcoholic beverage?
Is that an Xbox one?
Yeah, she got an Xbox mini fridge. Well, I wouldn't say mini actually. It's quite huge, isn't it?
It's quite a big mini fridge, yeah.
It's a medium fridge.
If, I don't know if that's a given now, but if I wasn't married, beep, you'll be next.
You can get
after showing me that Guinness there, you'll be next. You'll be on the cards there. Don't worry. So
Guinness is good though, isn't it? Guinness is a good drink.
Yeah, not a can though.
Man, my other YouTube channel did really well.
He kicked off.
I exploded a little.
Oh.
I got a second YouTube channel to partner in 2 days.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It went from 80 subscribers to 1,500.
How did you do that?
Into
really, really weird.
the algorithm in there is just mental. I wasn't even in it. That's probably that probably did it. So
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, my reaction channel. It's just for movies and stuff. So I do movie clips. I do reactions to movies, reactions to series, and just stuff like that. Really, just keep gaming out of it. Just do movies and stuff like another passion or whatever. And yeah, it's called Task Force Reacts, and I've just applied for partner this morning.
It's a very challenging name for the channel, isn't it?
No, it's amazing. Everyone wants to click it. Everyone wants a piece of the Task Force, baby. You are the Task Force. You guys are the Task.
Yeah.
I am in 80% of your videos.
Yep, she's 80% of the Task Force.
Yeah.
Well, you actually do make up a great duo, so.
I upload a crazy amount,
Accidentally.
though. My other channel's just sat on 2,400 subscribers, the main one. I get about 30 or 40,000 views a month.
It's still done well good, though.
It's just steady, yeah. Some get 1,000, some whatever. And yeah, it's just steadily growing. Other ones just boom and caught up my other channel already. So I've got 2 partnered channels, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then I've got the Gaming Pit, which is all podcasts and stuff. So once we start to get noticed and seen on here, it should be pretty good. We've got 33 subscribers at the minute on here. Well, this is only the 6th podcast. Most of the views are coming from the shorts from the podcasts that we do. So we do the podcast, the shorts, and then the highlights of that podcast, and it's all going up, baby.
So after what? After 2 years, we're getting our own channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
That took a while, didn't it?
It did. It did. But after the success of Admiral Byrd, I think it was time to move on. Because Wild was just sitting at, I think Bigfoot was our biggest one at about 150 views before Admiral Byrd, and now that's sat at 17,000 or something. Yeah. But and the other one's even, I think we're on 100 or something each, the stream and the one after on the new one. So that's pretty cool. I've got a Nintendo 64 GoldenEye. I just did the first level this morning where I jumped off the dam. Very good. Reminds me of being a little boy. So I want to get more of these cube things that I've set up behind me, and I want to do what Beeb's done and fill them all. Behind Beeb, she's got everything from the Atari to the Sega to the Nintendo. She's got everything in them little boxes behind her. I kind of want to do the same thing over there, and have like
what are you doing? You're
trying
to beat her.
Yeah, I'm trying to be her.
No.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Works out. Well, I'm still stuck with my Amiga 500. My kids are using PlayStation 2, and I'm jumping into Raspberry Pi big time. So
I've been tempted to get a Raspberry Pi actually.
The Raspberry Pi arcade machines.
Yeah, you can make your own. You can make
You
your
can,
own.
yeah, it's so good.
I'm well tempted just to take a Raspberry Pi to my dad's house and say, build me an arcade cabinet. And we do it together and make a video out of it.
Yeah. All you need is screen.
He's probably got all the stuff he'll have all the stuff already.
Yeah, all you need is a little thing, just Raspberry Pi, upload the OS on it, download the games.
What slot is the Raspberry Pi to, is it HDMI?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
It actually has 2 HDMIs.
So whatever, you just put a TV into your...
It's a micro.
So you build your cabinet, you put your TV in, you got your Raspberry Pi in, and then you need the joysticks and the buttons and stuff.
That's it. And you can buy the buttons yourself, and you can create your own stuff because it
just map it
to your commands. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people have done it, and you can buy a little. If you look up the Amazon, fuck, I shouldn't be advertising pesos, but if you look it up, yeah, there's loads of ideas.
Mm.
You can build loads. Last year, just before Christmas, actually, I was looking up stuff what to do. You can create your own smart mirror, basically,
Oh,
out of Raspberry Pi.
That's pretty
That will tell you time. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, are you putting diamonds on that pussy?
she's my baby.
Vajazzle.
Kajazzle.
Slice vajazzle his pussy.
She's a vag, not a cat. Get the stream up, guys. Boost me up, buttercups.
Oh,
thanks.
Are we back?
Get the
we
stream.
back, baby.
I'm not putting any pictures or anything on, so Mayhem's got, I know, some videos and stuff to do, which is good, but we could do the proper official introduction in a minute when Beeb stopped picking bits of pie out of her face. Have you seen Stranded Deep, the game, Mayhem? It's very good.
Obsessed is so good.
Is it scary?
It's a survival, like a beach survival. It can be scary if you go out at sea and there's some sharks in there, but it's awesome. It's actually awesome, man.
It is actually really good.
I'll look it up. So
I'm done.
there you go.
Your room's looking good, Mayhem, as well.
Yeah, look, it looks nice.
It's nice. Your microphone is absolutely on point as well, I might add.
Is it?
Yeah, you are a proper volume. And last podcast went through really well. I think it was just me and you. Was it last podcast? I can't remember what we did.
We did the Montauk project. Stranger Things.
Oh, that was amazing.
I was absolutely hammered after that.
Yeah, I was pretty gone. Yeah, we had a fat drink and just spoke about Montauk project for an hour and a half, I think. It was absolutely incredible, actually. I really loved it. Yeah, we need another one like that next time. Yeah, definitely.
We'll come up with something.
Get your Guinness down here, Beeb. Cheers, everyone.
What are you doing? You need a glass for that. You need a pint glass.
Don't disappoint him.
No,
The marriage is off.
And she's off my list.
Back in size basket, baby. You just downgraded,
My
Beeb.
glasses are downstairs.
Go on then. Why you open? Go on. We'll give you a couple of minutes. Like, why you open the can of Guinness?
We're fine. We've just been chatting.
Have to pour it and just let it stand.
I'll go get a glass.
There we go.
Good girl.
Jesus,
She's supposed to be the queen of ale with all these different ales, and she just drinks Guinness out of a can. It's not right, is it?
Yeah, but Guinness Irish, so she's excused. She doesn't have to know.
She should know.
What do you know about Disclosure Project, man?
Not a lot.
Where you were researching it, have you found it interesting?
I only
Have you
watched
the links I sent you.
No, I watched one full thing on YouTube of him being interviewed by someone. And he was on about Area 51, and he had some crazy stories about people shooting at actual aliens and things like that. A lot of that sort of stuff. So it's pretty crazy how he's trying to bring all this stuff to light, basically, and the government are just trying to bury it. But I've got a bit about that. Well,
Big time buried. He was an advisor to a couple of presidents as well.
oh yeah.
That man is so calm and so confident in all he says. It's hard not
That's
to believe
the
him.
trick. There was the other guy, Lazar, that used to work at Area 51 as well. And yeah, he was on about everyone at Area 51. Obviously, you got to put it in the glass, babe.
Am I redeemed now?
With the Guinness glass as well.
That's redemption, that is.
Your
Well,
redemption.
you're back on the list, but you're on number 99.
I'm before you.
I was on the list already.
I'm number 69.
Giggity.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Well, listen.
Let me do the intro and then you go crazy.
No, I'm not going to go crazy. I have a couple of videos. I have a couple of testimonials. I actually picked up 3. There's loads of them because the whole press conference took about 2 hours in 2001. So this is how it started way before that. But he got the group together. But I'll let you do it. Sorry.
He loves it, doesn't he? He loves it. So I've only got a little bit. It's just today we have UFO cover-ups and a guy called Stephen M. Greer. He's an American ufologist who founded the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence and the Disclosure Project, which seeks the disclosure of alleged classified information. Stephen Greer has 133k followers on Instagram. He's a popular boy. And also, he's been in multiple shows and interviews, and a movie as well, I think. And he's been interviewed by Demi Lovato as well, who seems to be going a bit off the rails.
She's really into it. I missed that. I didn't have that much time to look into it, but
because you said interview 2001, that was when he was getting questioned by her as well. So I think he must have been a busy man in 2001. Basically, he's trying to bring out aliens, UFOs. He's trying to everything the government's covered up basically in the past. He's trying to bring it to light. Area 51, all this stuff. He had some mad stories. I just put a YouTube video of him, and he was just talking for an hour straight. And he had some, and he, like you said, he's calm, he's collected, he's confident. He just sits there and talks about bringing all this stuff to light, like it's just normal. Like he's seen aliens and things like that. It's just normal.
Like he's seen that, he knows what to do, and he has that group called CE5.
And obviously, he's created his own bloody He
has his own. He used to be on disclosureproject.com. That website is scrapped. Now he's Serious Disclosure, Serious, SIRIUS, disclosure.com, and he has basically a group called CE5 when they get together and they contact other life forms.
That's mental.
And that's well documented. If you go search through all the CE5 documentaries and the videos of the groups that were there, they contact the UFOs. Let's call it as it is, right? They contact extraterrestrials and they observe movement in the sky while they're contacting them. So imagine there's a desert or the mountaintop or anything like that, because they want to be outside of civilization as far as they can. And they sit in that circle and they meditate, they get their minds together, and they get them to come over and they observe, they take pictures, they take videos of the movements of entities and everything like that. He has, if you notice that there's like a body apparition in one of his pictures as well, like he took.
We've had some leaked stuff from the Navy though, haven't we, where they're chasing on they leaked a load of stuff a couple of years ago where they was chasing things like black dots moving abnormally and fast and stuff. I don't know why they was leaking that sort of information to try and introduce us into it. But also, we actually did a podcast, Project Blue Book.
Yeah, that was the
big cover up where they used to change headlines in the newspaper, and they paid the guy to change his story. People went missing, and it was all a massive cover up. So it was basically a whole project. Any UFO stuff that ever existed was getting swept under the rug, essentially. Blue Worm. I can't remember what it was called.
There was a Project Grudge was the first one.
Grudge.
And expanded into Project Blue Book.
Yeah.
Took another turn because at some point, I have a couple testimonials here. I have a couple written down and a couple I actually recorded, and we're going to show them in a second. But what happens in 2001, in the 9th of May 2001, him, and I think it was 20 other government officials, not officials, but people from FAA, USF, US Air Force, the air controllers. There was one guy from Mexico as well. They were speaking up, and every testimonial ended up like, all I said was truth, and I'm prepared to confess or speak in front of the Congress as well, like, you know. So there's a funny one, not funny one. They're not funny ones. They're really interesting, but the timing of that is interesting as well. Like it all happens on the 9th of May 2001, and then we have 9/11, 2001 happening after, and everything was just brushed under the carpet. So the media just said, "Oh, well, that's it. They said it, but is it true? No." And then, 20 years later, we have CIA coming out with all the documents that the UFOs actually do exist. The only thing he points out is that every movie in Hollywood presents aliens as the enemies. But what's interesting with Stephen Greer is that every look at Aliens. Look at Independence Day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get at. He described it more like Independence Day. So he said that these aliens, I remember it's coming back now. I watched this about a month ago when we was getting ready to do this initially. That they do communicate like they did on Independence Day, where they sort of like communicate through their minds, or they have to touch someone and communicate through that person, and things like that. He even said one of the army guys, to get the aliens to comply to help them, he shot at one of the aliens, missed on purpose, but to scare the aliens into making them help them and stuff like that, which is insane. This is weird to talk about.
That's mad, yeah.
Stuff, but what catches me here is that his opinion on all of that is that the governments are in possession of all technology from extraterrestrials, right? But they're trying to convert us to people that actually, it's like, have you ever seen Star Trek? And the Terrans, the parallel universe.
Yeah.
So we have episodes from Terrans, from old Star Trek with the old Spock, up to the new ones, the Picard, and and Star Trek Discovery. We all have the mirror universe in it. So he's trying. That's my understanding. He's trying to present to us that we are not those people, and what the government's trying to do is to convert us to those people.
Okay, I see. Yeah,
endangering any other extraterrestrial forms. And he points out a couple of things that we've already touched on. We touched those subjects back in the day, where we were talking about the UFOs controlling our the nuclear centers.
Oh yeah,
where they were hauling up the nuclears, and where there was an accident when the nuclear missiles were about to go off, and the UFOs basically stopped them. So and he talks about the stuff. We can't show it because copyright issues, but if you go and look up the seriousdisclosure.com, and there's all the movies, and there's the newest ones, and the newest one is in the it's available on Amazon. You can watch it on Prime from 2020. I think it's 2017 or 20. Can't remember.
Did you just see his? Did you see his 3-day live webinar that was on the 8th to the 10th?
There were so many of them.
So he did 3 days straight, where he said there was an explosive new witness apparently who participated in crash retrievals in 2002 to 2004. Greer will share his testimony and drawings of what he saw. So I mean, sharing, I haven't seen this myself, but sharing drawings and things like that, I know it's not very conclusive, but and you see every evidence, photo, film, or anything of aliens that exist is done on a VHS camera from like 1994 or something, so you can never see clearly aliens, UFOs, or anything. There's no actual. I don't think there's any solid evidence that a normal person has seen that me and you could go and see.
There is a twin ships witness on the Vero Beach, Florida, on January 27, 2015.
How do you know like these witnesses and people are telling the truth there?
I've been going onto the website. He actually has his own app. He teaches you how to meditate and all that stuff. One thing I'm going to tell you, I've been researching, and that might be another subject or a podcast, is the frequencies that the music is played on. As you know, all the music is played with 440 hertz at the moment. But if you research the pyramids, all the frequencies that were used and the response to pyramids, that the sound and everything is 432, which is the Tesla's frequency. It's like the frequency that we should use. And anything above that, we have to go by some kind of count. So it's 174, 55, 575, 557. I can't remember, but I've been listening to it and researching that as well. And Jesus, I'm off the point now. I ran out of subject.
Go for it.
No, but
just go, man. Yeah, just keep talking.
Yeah.
What happens here is just it's the way. Go back to Stephen Greer. Way they're communicating with them is by using the same kind of sense that's in our bodies, because as we know, whatever makes up universe makes up us as well. The same atoms, the same everything. You find it everywhere in universe. We're finding us. So he's following that pattern, and he says this is it, because we all connected. and that's why we can contact them. But coming back to the Terran issue, right? Because that's how we started. He wants us to be the governments. That's his view. That's his point of view. The governments want us to view aliens as aggressors.
Yeah, he wants everyone in panic and fear. So if the aliens if we do all see him, everyone just starts trying to hit him with bats and stuff and shoot him.
Exactly. Yeah, that's.
But I don't know why he would. If someone makes it to our planet out of our solar system, they are obviously far more advanced, and they will just destroy us.
And if they wanted to destroy us,
they could.
They could have already.
They could have already. Wouldn't be here. So the point is, I'm inclined more into the Star Trek.
Maybe we're like their Netflix.
Yeah. Maybe they just watch us.
Maybe they just watch us, and we're their experiments.
It could be. Or there's many more. There's many more civilizations in the universe. They're at some stage of development. So we only passed the nuclear, right?
Yeah.
And we've learned that this is going to destroy the whole planet. And they know that. So at this stage, they're saying guys, you might be careful there, right?
Yeah.
So come on now. Step it down a bit. You shouldn't be doing that. So they're trying to warn us, but maybe it's the Roddenberrys in this is all the time me coming back to the Star Trek movies. It's like this is the Starfleet. It's the fifth law, second law, that you cannot interfere with the civilizations they haven't developed. The drive yet. So
I'm not really a Star Trek boy. You're a Star Trek girl, aren't you, babe?
Yeah, I've seen most of them. Yeah, I was kind of brought up on it.
I know there was
I'm a Star Wars boy, but I watched Star Trek as well, so.
And different ones, yeah.
But that's my understanding of his point of view, that government holds the knowledge hostage, because if we knew, the whole belief system falls apart.
Yeah, so I suppose you've got Christianity, you've got all the religions and everything, and the world started, with God creating the world in 7 days, etc. But no, and then you've got the science believers and all that stuff, where the world started with a big bang, and what if it didn't? And then you've got, if aliens come into it, everyone just goes, what is life? And then,
now what?
if all my beliefs are wrong, then why do I have to listen to laws and shit like that? And then the world would probably just destroy itself.
Exactly, because
that makes sense.
What happens here, they want us to believe something so we can be enslaved.
It's called State of Fear. I read a book about that big on the state of fear, and it had global warming in it and everything, and they're using the ice caps and the weather and the military and the governments and everything. It's just, there's always something. You notice, as soon as one thing runs out, something else happens. COVID was coming to an end. Bam! Yeah. Ukraine war. Great.
Ukraine war, yeah.
There's always something.
What happened to Sai? What happened to him?
I don't know.
What happened to him?
He actually read a book, apparently.
Yeah, Michael Crichton, I think, wrote that book, and it's a red and white cover, and it was really bloody good, actually.
He spends too much with me, then, I'd say, every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's what it is,
that's it. Memes will run off. Well, every minute.
The point of it is, if you go on, it's a good thing, because you have to question everything. The government doesn't want us to question anything.
Do you know Stephen Greer's got an app?
Yes, he has an app. It's $9.99, I think, on
I knew you'd already signed up.
I've purchased it.
Yeah, I knew he's already got it installed.
No,
he talks to hundreds and thousands participating in this app and stuff like that. There's videos, images, audio samples, built-in networking functionality for finding and messaging others. It's official training materials developed by Dr. Greer himself. I don't know what that involves. Developed by Stephen Greer and his team. The app features official training materials. What could that possibly mean? Yeah, I'm looking on his Instagram, man. He's on it all the time. He's got loads of stuff on here. It's just pictures, and it's basically what he's just wrote into a picture. So, if given the opportunity, Mother Earth will correct the course and the environment will cleanse itself. It's time for the civilian research community to get serious. We must do our homework and ask the hard questions. There's just like a bazillion quotes on here. And he's got 133,000 people that listen to these these quotes and stuff. Let me put that back on. Okay, watch stream.
If you look at it that way, so this is one of the entities that the extraterrestrial they actually took the picture of.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
While they were doing the
But you see what I mean by when was this taken?
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
if Beeb took that on her Galaxy phone right now, you'd be able to zoom in and see the whites of its eyes. But
Yeah, that's true.
was it a Motorola V3 flip phone? Are they still using them?
It does. It looks like just kind of a light reflection, doesn't it?
It's very questionable evidence.
It is, yeah.
But this is one of the meetings they
What
have.
I'd like to discuss now is an overview of the consciousness.
Whoever's right in the front, if you can kind of just stay low, because your head is right.
You can get on your knees in front
Yeah.
of it. Look at.
Looks like two suns.
Oh my goodness.
That's one of the
Okay,
CNI
looking with
meetings
the
they
night
have.
scopes, there's no
They
smoke,
call them
there's
in,
no
basically.
trails, these are not flares. And
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
let's welcome them here.
Oh, they're so
They're-
beautiful.
They're waiting for us to arrive.
Sounds like a cult, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Let's welcome them here. Yeah, it's very culty.
Yeah, all cameras should be filming.
It does look like two suns setting, doesn't it?
And invite them here.
But it doesn't happen like
Well,
that.
he knew that was going to happen, whatever it is, because he sat there waiting for it. They're all sat there camping out, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
They all, that's what they do, and they all have cameras up. So
Yes. They're all
when
ready
they
for
cast, they
whatever
put it
was
on
going to
the
happen.
Everybody see them?
Well, they always have
Yeah,
cameras running
They're so beautiful.
on those
Let's
C5
welcome
meetings.
their beings on board to
It's
join us
not
in meditation.
flares or anything like that.
No, it's there. It's just there.
But what is it supposed to?
And
What
it's
is he
such a
saying it
beautiful
is?
color, so you'll never forget that color. Yeah, this is a major.
So what they do, they meditate first, right?
Oh God.
We're grateful.
When you do that, when you think about it, it always brings back memories to the one podcast we did. You know, remember they all were waiting for the passing starships?
Oh my God, that was all the ones in the Adidas trainers or the Nike trainers that all committed
Oh
suicide.
yeah, yeah.
And then
They
that
drank
cult, and they all went up
Yeah.
to stay on a spaceship after they died. Oh my, I don't know how he.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They emerged from the sky. but
So
they're
Stephen
very, very
Greer
close to the
is a
ocean.
smart bloke, but
He is a smart bloke. Yeah.
he's very culty here. Welcome them, keep filming. You know, I'm not sure, man. It's just light. It's just light. It's not. It's not Will Smith flying towards them, firing green laser beams and shit.
Because that's what they want us to think, you know. They want us to think that we have to fight aliens. This is the Project Bluebeam. That's that. Have we talked about Project Bluebeam?
Yeah, we did. We did. I did a load on that actually. Actually, I think. No, we haven't on the podcast. I did that on one of my military secrets episodes. So I've done Project Blue Worm and all that stuff and Grudge. Yeah, I did a 10-minute video on it actually.
They did something in UK as well.
Bright Object Infield UK 2010. It's the same thing, man. It can't be.
Yeah.
They're all sat there, same situation. Everyone's on a hill,
They're all sitting there. They're calling them in.
camping,
That's what
expecting it.
happens, yeah.
They're calling them in. They're meditating and calling the aliens in.
That's the thing they're doing.
I'm not yet
No, you don't have to be sold on it. It's just
sold. Yeah.
I'm sold on the idea that we don't have to view them as a danger to us.
Oh
as
yeah,
you
no,
said,
I'm 100% on that. But
because
regardless, there's billions of people on this planet that will just
Oh, yeah.
ruin that immediately.
well, look
The
at
United
the
States
recent-
Army, straight off the bat, are sending jets in the air. The
look at the recent stuff that happened. We had coronavirus. It
Mhm.
took you what, 2 years to get some?
Yeah.
2.5
And I also got the
years,
text you're going too soon, but I didn't have a chance.
and I was
You know
fine.
what I mean? Like,
I went to
So
Tesco.
far.
Yeah, so was I. Yeah.
88 over 80% of people in Ireland got vaccinated for it because they were scared. This is what fear.
No, my mum said that. She was pretty
too.
bad with it. She said if I didn't get vaccinated, I would have died. I was like, calm down, Susan.
Yeah.
You call your mother Susan.
She's called Susan,
Yeah.
but I call her mummy.
Yeah. Mummy Psycho.
Yeah, she looks after me.
Yeah.
Lord and Lady
Now-
Dovetail.
Yeah.
Guys, do you want to go jump back to the whole 2001 thing that he did? But
Yes.
this is all how it started. So he gets. I just want to tell you the exact number of people he actually. Yeah. So Wednesday, May 9th, 2001, over 20 military, intelligence, government, corporate, and scientific witnesses came forward at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. to establish the reality of UFOs, extraterrestrial vehicles, extraterrestrial life forms, and the resulting advanced energy and propulsion technologies. They were talking about the zero gravity things as well there. So they were bringing
Okay.
up all the evidences and stuff. So there was a first-hand testimony along with supporting government documentation. The first man that comes out, his name is John Callahan, is a FAA head of accidents and investigations.
Hmm.
Right? So the man is actually getting all the documentation on his desk. So he tells you the story, and the first story comes up is the Japan UFO incident 1628 is the cargo vehicle, if you remember, if you haven't heard about it, is the cargo vehicle that witnessed the UFO sightings. And I'm just going to bring up the year here, guys. So in November 17, 1986, the Japanese crew of JL Boeing 747 cargo freighter witnessed 3 identified objects after sunset while flying over eastern Alaska. The objects seemed to prefer to cover of darkness to the left and to avoid brighter skies to the right. And these, the first 2 of the objects, were observed by all the crew members. They were observed, and he got the report of the accidents and investigation on his desk. So whenever he got the report, he recorded that, and he got the recordings of the radar control and so on. And he presented he sent it off to the government. So the CIA people came over, and he grabbed it. And he says, "Oh, so are we going to put it in the news or anything?" No, we're not going to talk about it. We're just going to leave it the way it is. So he got all the documentations. He got all the data from the flight and from the radar view at that day, and that just got buried on his desk. And he says that when he was retiring, he picked it up and he had it there still. And he just remembers, sure, that nothing was going on. But there was the busy man. He had so many incidents and investigations to go through and to be a project manager over that he forgot about it. So I don't think that was the only thing they was dealing with at that stage.
Yeah.
But they videoed the event, and they had the recordings from the radar control as well.
There must have been some mad stuff going on then for him to ignore that.
It's mad stuff because there's another person that comes on is Charles Brown. He's lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Air Force, right? Office of Special Investigations.
Okay.
The old man comes up there, right? He stands up and he tells you that he was involved in Project Grudge and Project Blue Book. Boom.
Okay, yeah.
He says that throughout his whole history, the vehicle's been seen, and he confirms the extraterrestrials are a real thing. And he tells you there, and this old man has nothing to lose. He says, I can sort the truth, and I can present that in front of the Congress if I'm ever asked. And they all say the same thing. Now, there's a Mr. Michael Smith, U.S. Air Force radar controller from 1967 to 1973, right? He says, they notice a UFO at 10,000 feet that was hanging there for 10 minutes. And it drops. He notifies NORAD. He says, don't do anything, right? And then on the other day, he gets the info from NORAD that the UFO are heading his way over the California coastline. He gets a phone call from NORAD that there are 2 UFOs or some UFOs are heading his way over California coastline. And he says, what should I do? And the NORAD people say, do nothing. So then he's moved, and he works in Michigan, right? So he says 1972 in Michigan, he get calls from panicking officers who were chasing UFOs. So the sheriff cars are chasing UFOs. He checks the radar, and he calls NORAD. NORAD says to redirect 2 planes that were on the collision course with the UFO. So he does that. And he keeps saying that there is no. Oh, and he says, what should I say when somebody rings from the sheriff's office? He says, there's nothing on the radar. You can't see anything. That's another person that comes up, right?
Yeah. So this is where I've just typed in on my YouTube. I've done a 7-minute video on it, and this is called Declassified Secrets. The US Air Force tried to make UFOs not exist. Project Blue Book and Project Grudge. Reports 1 to 12. The code name for the systematic study of unidentified flying objects in the United States Air Force from March 1952 to its termination on December 17th, 1969. The project headquartered Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, was initially directed by Captain Edward J. Ruppelt and followed projects of a similar nature such as Project Sign, established in 1947, and Project Grudge in 1948. Project Blue Book had 2 goals, namely to determine if UFOs were a threat to national security and scientifically analyze UFO-related data. So I went through all that stuff, and all that stuff come up that you're talking about, and it was like...
Exactly. He gets the conference in 2001
yeah.
to say, enough is enough. We should just tell people that they do exist, right? Their sightings are real.
It's a bit
confirm with the people.
much, isn't it?
Yeah.
How would you go about that?
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, yeah.
News just in.
Yeah, but I think he tried his best to bring it up and get the attention of the press and people, because apparently so many people viewed the national press conferences are still looking, and there's so many people following Stephen Greer at the moment. You know.
Yeah, he has a good following. Yeah.
So yeah, listen. I don't want to get off the fence, but yeah, I have my own point of view on it, but I'm just going to present you what we have. Then there's a Mexican lad comes on the stage, right? Enrique Colbeck, right, is a senior air traffic controller, and he worked in Mexico City International Airport, right? So he says on the 4th of March, 1992, around, I couldn't understand him, it's either 50 or 15 objects, right, detected. Right, and he says, he keeps going on. He says, on the 28th of July, 1994, there was almost a collision with the domestic flight Aeromexico 129, and they noticed there was a damaged landing gear at when the plane landed.
So it's
right.
How was it hit the landing gear? If the landing gear shouldn't have been down.
No, they were approaching.
Oh, okay. So landing gear was down.
These reports are over Mexico International Airport, right?
Okay, yeah.
And he says next week, AM 904, another close call for collision. Right. So, but then as the U.S. Navy man that comes on, and I've prepared 3 witnesses for you. I've recorded it. You can watch it, but I'm only going to show you 2. All right.
Okay.
One guy is
yeah.
the guy, and he talks about something that happened back in the day, and the other guy is the guy that works for Lockheed Martin, and he works for this Concorde as well.
Okay.
Project. So
I recognise that name, Lockheed. Are they the people that made the SR-71 Blackbird and stuff?
That's it, yeah. All the projects that were in the Groom Lake.
Yeah, Area 51.
That's where they come from, yeah. So we did Area 51, so where are your fucking hats now?
Oh, yeah.
No.
In my kitchen cupboard.
You'd be expecting him, but we do need to get him soon, babe.
It's been a little while since we got him, isn't it?
Yeah, he's due a got.
Yeah, he's due a got, he is.
He is.
Are you ready, guys?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Commander Graham Bethune.
Graham Bethune. I'm a retired Navy commander, pilot.
Oh.
Had a top secret clearance. 50 years ago, February the 10th, 1951, I was flying from Keflavik, Iceland to Argentia, Newfoundland. It was at night. It was dark. About 300 miles outside of Argentia, I saw a glow on the water, like approaching the city at night. As we approached this glow, it turned to a monstrous circle of white lights on the water. We watched this for a while. The lights went out. There was nothing on the water. Next thing we saw was a yellow halo, small, much smaller than whatever it was launched from. and that was 15 miles away, up to our altitude. Because of the trajectory, I disengaged the autopilot, shoved the nose over to try to go under this thing. At that time, I heard a noise underneath. I thought maybe it hit us. It was actually some of the crew members ducking, and they collided, and a couple of them were injured. Then it appeared over to the right and moved out slowly and flew with us. It was still not at our altitude, but we could see the shape of it. It had a dome. We could see the coronal discharge. I went back aft, let the other pilot, Al Jones, take my seat to see what the passenger's reaction was. Came back to the cockpit, told him not to report anything, simply because what the psychiatrist had said to me, maybe they would lock us up. So basically, the instruments in the cockpit, we had 4 or 5 failures. In the area of magnetic compass, the electromagnetic effect, in area of directional finders, and this type of thing. The craft was tracked by radar in excess of 1,800 miles an hour. It never did get to our altitude. We had 31 passengers, plus the psychiatrist and the crew members that all cited this at different areas. When we landed at Argentia, Newfoundland, we were interrogated by the Air Force, an excellent interrogation, Captain Paulson. When we landed at the Naval Air Test Center here at Patuxent River, we were required by Navy intelligence to make out individual reports. Out of the National Archives, I have the 18-page official Navy and Air Force report. I've made up a report to straighten out all the truth. There's a stack of books out there this high that have written all of this up. So the truth is here. I will testify under oath before Congress that everything that I have said is true.
All they say.
All right, so like people with a reputation like that and stuff, I actually like. So they've got no reason to lie. They're bloody like pilots, so they're smart people. They've been through all the training. They've dedicated their lives to it. Like, why would they lie? They wouldn't.
He also said loads of people saw it.
That's the stories that get me coming from them. People like Admiral Byrd, people like the guy we've just seen. That does get me because
like more normal people.
There's
if you know what
no
I mean. Yeah.
reason for them to lie. And if he's pulled that out of National Archives as well, and he's got multiple people, like however many people is with, saying the same thing in all their reports, it's far less likely that this guy's bumped his head once or twice in his life and has gone a bit fucking wooey. But like, if everyone's saying it at the same time, it makes it more plausible. So, and this guy's a fucking CIA contractor, so we can't believe a word he fucking says.
Yeah, but I recorded the whole 7 minutes of it, right? But then I said, no, we're just going to stop. I had around 3 minutes, and he tells you the story, what actually happened. So let's start from 3 minutes or something. So he tells you something.
These are the people that make
up near Mount Charleston.
Advanced aircraft.
I had no idea where I'd be, so finally in the daylight I was able to find the location and reported in 1965 for duty. In 1966, early in the morning, about 1 to 2 a.m., I was staying there on base, and our barracks were at about 8,000 feet. I heard a lot of commotion. At that altitude, sound carries tremendously. And I thought, well, it's early in the morning, it's summertime, and there is it's very warm, and maybe I should get up and take a look. I didn't really want to, but I got up and took a look, walked up to the main road up near my office, which was the commander's office. I was on the commander's staff, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Evans. And I was saying, who's making all this noise? Who's making all this noise at this time of the morning? So when I got within about 50 yards of the 4 or 5 people that were standing there, one being the chief of security, they were looking up in the air, and I said, gee, their heads are all looking at the same direction. Well, I looked up to the west, northwest, and to my amazement, there were lights flashing around the sky, moving at anywhere from what seemed like 2,400 to about 3,800 miles per hour.
He's too fucking accurate.
How does he know that? Yeah.
That we're taking an estimate from a distance you know, we figured
He
well,
worked
this
in the
is-
business
this
all
is
his
like
life. He
something.
knows some
However,
certain
we
things.
continued to watch these darting lights go across the sky and stop, absolutely stop, come to a dead stop, and reverse in an acute angle their direction, and then proceed on in sort of, they were traveling so fast that you could almost see a pattern left by, if you are computer people, when you move a mouse real quick across the screen, you see a little bit of a tail. Well, that's
Windows
exactly the way
3.1.
these
Yeah,
6
yeah.
or 7 craft worked.
Literally.
After 5 minutes of watching these things, they all seemed to group up to the west, northwest. Okay? They started to come in on a circle. But what I would like to point out is that where they were putting on their display in the northwest sky, just directly east of that is what is known as Area 51. Area 51
Convenient.
is a
Ah.
AEC name, okay?
So it's a
Atomic Energy
military
Commission.
project.
That was the old name for Atomic Energy Commission. We knew it as the Groom Lake Flight Test Facility in the Air Force. And it was where we tested our aircraft after we got the prototype made from the Skunk Works. So here are these, let's get back to the circle in the sky. What they did was coalesce and started rotating in a circle, and then they disappeared. Well, I thought, gee, this is something that we have to keep quiet. And that was verified by the Chief of Security. But we waited there and talked it over for a little bit, and it seemed like, I think it was an hour. Then came the radar people from the scopes, which were at 10,000 plus feet, came down for their dinner at 2 o'clock in the morning. And the first person off the bus was a good friend of mine, Anthony Kesar. He said, he was white as a sheet, and he says, did you see that? Yeah, we all said, yeah, it was a nice display. What a show. He says, we documented them on radar. And he says, we didn't give them clearance. We just, the standing order was let them fly through the radar beam. He says, we documented 6 to 7 UFOs. Now, we don't know who was guiding those, but they were certainly intelligent. And we don't know where they landed because they coalesced and disappeared. So I will say at this point, to keep it short, that I will testify under oath as to what I say is true, and I will do so before Congress. Thank you.
Blah blah.
all say that,
Testify.
you know.
They always say that. No one cares if you believe in God or not. You'll testify anyway. Right. So basically, this guy. My problem with him is, yeah, all right. He's worked in the business for a long time. Too fucking specific. Too accurate. I looked up, and all this must have happened within seconds or less than a minute. He comes out. There's 5 people stood there. He's just woke up, by the way. He's
Like
a tired
calculating
man.
the speed, like, yeah.
Oh, all right, lads. What's going? Oh my God, northwest,
Oh, yeah.
350 miles an hour. Exactly. At this point, there is these things
We
doing
clocked
that.
him up now.
Right. It's a bit fucking too specific, man.
Still half asleep, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, 350 knots due west. No one does that, mate.
I get your
Yeah.
point. I get your point. He could have got that information from his
First
best
guy-
friend from Raiders, you know.
I don't doubt the first guy. He's got witnesses. He's got specific reports. He's got multiple people saying the same thing. Next guy, maybe, but he's also got multiple people backing him up and things like that. But I mean,
20 people
I
testified,
love the
and
stories
they
like, but
all
he's got this evidence on. They said they picked it up on radar, and that's it. There's no video evidence of any of that happening or anything. But it happened to be over Area 51, so the government could have said, "Oh, it was UFOs, man," to them guys. But really, down on the base, they were testing something.
They were just testing something, yeah.
It's listen.
There's a lot of
you question everything.
there's a lot of explanations for that
Sounds like
second
Chris
one.
Ron,
But the
you get
first
some
one.
testimonials with no explanation whatsoever, and you just think,
First
Oh.
one good, second one skeptical. First one, old man used to fly a plane,
He's just generic
pilot,
bloke, wasn't he? Yeah,
smart
yeah.
guy, plenty of witnesses, saw glowing light, went over to the glowing light, shot over him, he tried to dive under it, took it out, he's obviously been in a situation, and then it was flying next to him, all good. Next guy, is a bit too try-hard for me.
no, there's more. I just picked up the guy from Skunkworks just to come back on the Skunkworks
If
itself.
there's more, give us more, man, I like watching them.
I have one more, which is really interesting.
Yep, go
So
for
if
it.
we have time, we're gonna look at the guy there, and I actually have 2. So this is the very short one, right? It's 1 minute 39. So let's have a look at this guy. Sorry, guys. I should have known that you're going to ask for more.
Woo! Movie
Oh,
night.
goody. Oh, goody, goody.
I love it.
Apologies for the quality, but this is what it is.
My name is Dan Willis. I was in the United States Navy. I held a top secret crypto level 14 extra sensitive material handling security clearance.
Straight off the bat.
I worked in the code room at the Naval Communications Station in San Francisco. In 1969, I received a priority message from a ship near Alaska that was classified as secret. The ship reported merging out of the ocean near Port Bow, a brightly glowing reddish-orange elliptical object approximately 70 feet in diameter, emerged out of the water, shot into space, traveling at about 7,000 miles per hour.
How do you get that?
This was tracked on ship's radar and substantiated.
Stuff from the radar readings.
Okay.
Years later, I worked at the Naval Electronic Engineering Center in San Diego for 13 years. The co-worker who I worked with worked at the NORAD facility. When he first started working at the facility, he noticed objects going on the screens that track everything out in space and in the air, objects going off the scale, doing right-angle turns. When he inquired, his older supervisor advised him that, quote, it was just a visit from one of our little friends. He thought this was a little unusual.
It's very unusual.
Are true. I'm willing to testify under oath before Congress. Thank you.
There's another one, and it's NORAD is added as well.
I thought he was Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, he looks like your man from Taken.
Yeah, that is Qui-Gon Jinn.
That's
Liam
Qui-Gon Jinn,
Neeson.
yeah.
Oh,
UFO, I will find you.
That's why he's Sinham. He's in Star
and I
Wars,
will
isn't he?
discover you.
Yeah.
and I was
He's in Star Wars,
watching
he's
him,
Sinham.
and it's 2022 now. We're in 2022, and that's in 2001. So he talks about 1969. That man at this stage is probably 50. If he was, 50, 55.
He must be a Jedi then, because he looks good.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn confirmed.
Still got all his
I'm
hair,
45,
no
I
beard.
still look fucking handsome.
Don't know, mate. Hair's starting to go.
Right, so this is one more, guys.
Go for it.
Good morning. My name is Mark McCandlish, and for the last 21 years, I have worked as a conceptual artist for a variety of defense contractors.
God, they all look the fucking like just how you imagine.
For the production thereof for
They are, yeah.
on the X-30 program,
Suits.
and also
Government
on
suits.
the HISTEP program. That's spelled HYSTP, means
Slick
Hypersonic
back.
Test Bed Program. During the course of my career, I've twice had a secret security clearance. In 1967, while my father was stationed at Westover Air Force Base, the headquarters for 8th Air Force Strategic Air Command, I witnessed and watched through a telescope a UFO which hovered over a nuclear weapons storage facility for approximately 10 minutes and then departed with an acceleration approaching a bullet leaving a rifle barrel. I'm sorry. In 1988, in November, a college buddy of mine, an associate by the name of Brad Sorensen, informed me that he had personally witnessed
Stephen?
3 flying saucers at a very large Air Force base during the course of an air show that was held on Saturday, November 12th, 1988.
He was just the whiteboard guy at this point.
I subsequently called my congressman from that district. I called his office. This was Congressman George E. Brown, Jr., who at the time was the chairman of the Congressional Committee on Space Science and Advanced Technology. I naturally assumed that since this presentation that Brad talked about was for top military brass and certain congressional individuals, that his office must have coordinated this with the local Air Force Office of Public Affairs. A male staff member in Congressman Brown's office not only confirmed the exhibit, but the fact that there were 3 discs at that exhibit. These discs were hovering off the floor without any visible means of support. They were referred to as alien reproduction vehicles, also nicknamed the flux liner because they used high voltage electricity.
Flux capacitor, man. Is Martin
Let's
McFly.
see. To keep things short, this is a diagram that I made based on a sketch that Brad Sorensen did for me in rough form shortly after he had his sighting, and subsequently cleaned that drawing up and made it much more accurate. And that's the drawing that Dr. Greer is holding there now. Later on, I obtained photographs that were taken in 1967 by a military pilot, Harvey Williams, flying a C-47 for the Air Force at 12,000 feet, approximately 25 miles southwest of Provo, Utah. This particular vehicle matches the so-called ARV in all proportions and respects in terms of the detail of the shape of the craft. And this was photographed, as I say, in June or July of June of 1967. I later spoke to a gentleman by the name of Kent Sellen that I met at an air show at Edwards Air Force Base in 1992, the first unveiling publicly of the B-2 bomber. He indicated to me that in 1973, when he was a crew chief working on experimental aircraft at Edwards Air Force Base, that he had unintentionally wandered into an area where there was a classified aircraft, namely the ARV. He described it in detail, and he added other details to the account concerning the configuration and the operation of the vehicle that Brad Sorensen was not aware of. Subsequently, Brad Sorensen met with the famous aeronautical designer Burt Rutan, gave him a copy of this blueprint which you've just been shown. Mr. Rutan felt that it was a joke and put it on his wall as kind of a joke. And a third party confirmed for me later that a Colonel Ray Walsh from Edwards Air Force Base was visiting Mr. Rutan, saw this blueprint on the wall and registered quite a degree of shock and anger, wanted to know where the hell he got this blueprint, because there was in fact such a craft at that time, approximately 1994, 95, in a hangar at Edwards Air Force Base, North Base Complex at that time. Subsequently, I've done a lot of research on this product, this vehicle. I've come across a number of declassified documents that show that the Air Force, as early as 1960, was wind tunnel testing flying saucer shapes up to Mach 20. And
that's insane.
I also have declassified NASA documents that show similar shapes. In fact, this is the document here that more or less details the wind tunnel testing up to Mach 20. This is the NASA document right here that was declassified, and it shows a variety of spherical and lenticular shapes that were flight tested up to, or I should say, wind tunnel tested up to Mach 6. I subsequently obtained a copy of an inter-office memo from Hercules Aerospace that describes a particular type of science involving something called zero-point energy and scalar waves. According to Brad Sorensen, this is the basis of the technology for these anti-gravity propulsion systems. This particular document here describes 6 different meetings involving the Defense Intelligence Agency and cooperative efforts with the Russian scientific community in investigating this, what is called the fundamental enabling technology that was originally discovered apparently by Nikola Tesla in the early 1900s. Anyway, I could provide you much more detail at a later time, and I am prepared to testify in detail concerning these events and their truthfulness before Congress. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Yes, that's it, yeah. So, and that's going on and on and on for nearly 2 hours with all the testimonies.
I bet you watched every second.
Yes.
Of course you did.
I have, yeah. I've watched all the documentaries from him as well. Like, no.
That's interesting stuff, man. I could sit there and just watch that stuff. It helps that I have an audience and alcohol. I'm a bit less entwined to do it on my own. But it's been good. I like your clips. I like your footage. More clips and footage, I feel, in these podcasts. We should all bring some
That's
drinks.
good, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What's your view on it, guys? What's your view on it? What's your take?
Yeah. So, like I said, the evidence is just...
It's
so
always bad, pixelated pictures.
The evidence is always not clear. You've got accounts from people. People can be manipulated. Actors can be paid. Things can be said. Pictures are always shite. They're always in 480p from 4 miles away.
Yeah. The Air Force One.
Yeah. There's nothing substantial. There's nothing concrete. There's nothing solid in my eyes. I've never seen anything like it. Area 51's a secret base. Yeah, it is, but it's just to stop the Russians and other armies knowing what aircraft they're developing. The Black Hawks that come out of Area 51 were in a special stealth coat, paint coat that they went after like Bin Laden with. It's what they infiltrated the Middle East with. So obviously that's going to be a secret place. It doesn't mean that they're making flying discs and stuff. There's an explanation for everything.
The UFO story.
It's where the secrets are. Yeah, it's the secrets lead to speculation. The speculation leads to people going just blowing shit up, man, like UFOs and stuff.
Like flat earthers.
Yeah, man, those guys.
Don't go there.
And then they build their own rockets to go and see if the Earth is flat, and they blow up and die.
No, what grabs me there is the idea of the government trying to tell you that something is hostile while they're actually friendly. So that responds to me because if I was thinking,
well, that's for us to decide. Like, yeah, if a massive looming spaceship comes over all our countries.
You'd be afraid at first. You'll be afraid.
Yeah, of course you would. It's something.
But as you said, it might be good. You never know. Yeah.
There'd be people that are looking at it saying, "Wow, what the hell do we do?"
We have 3 options.
But you wouldn't just start shooting at it.
Yeah. The extinction. Okay. Right.
If we was going to die, we was going to die. Nothing we could do about it.
Right. So that's the first option. The second option is: have you ever watched The Childhood's End?
Rings a bell.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Philip Van Dyke, Philip K. Dick. Have you ever watched that? So The Childhood Ends is the spaceship comes down, and it doesn't communicate. It communicates to one person, right? So what happens is, I'm just going to spoil it for you. The idea of it is they bring peace to the world, right? They get every plane down. The pieces. They bring peace to the world, right? There's no wars. Resources are there. Everybody lives their life, but there's no kids.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, what happens is that we are given the chance to live our lives to the end. There's no kids. There's only one kid born, I think, as far as I remember, and that kid is to destroy the world. At the end, they show themselves. They look like devils, like Satans.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah.
But what happens is, it's just because their mission is they're just a different extraterrestrial. It's a different race. And their job is to bring the world to the end. Okay? So they bring the world to the end, the earth explodes at the end, and the person that's left, the last guy that left, and he asks for something. So what do you want me to do? Because you're last person left there, and you're going to live your life on our spaceship. He says, I want just to live the music playing in that spot when their earth used to be. And there's some kind of music there, so every passing starship will hear the music. So something was there.
So every passing starship is like, skin goes
like,
oh, ski, motherfucker. Oh, ski, goddamn.
Light.
Yeah. Just slay it out.
I mean,
But this is the option 3. So extinction by just, giving us the last chance. Or the option 3 is just, that's it. They're here. Like, it's like a Star Trek option.
You can't do fuck all about it. If someone comes to this planet right now with our technology, we are quite primitive compared to anyone that's made it into our solar system. Literally. And all the films, like you say, dictate just wars. They're coming here for resources. There was even a film, I forgot what it was called. They come here to take over the planet because someone else was destroying their planet and they needed the help of us and things. There's all that sort of stuff. There's not one single alien film where they just come and make friends, like E.T. just comes down.
the Hollywood is all about programming.
Yeah,
us, like,
Michael Bay, get him involved. Explosions. You know, White House down. Is
why do
nuts.
most people will be leaning towards the peaceful option? Like, you know, they're here, they observe us for a while. I'm gonna sound like a stupid idiot, but they observe us for a while. They're giving us chance to develop, and they're giving us chance to learn from our mistakes.
Build up. Yeah.
And if we blow ourselves up, maybe we probably would have done that already, but they've stopped us. a couple
We
times.
are Sim City.
Yeah, simulation.
Yeah.
Or even simulation. That's another theory. But that's just my point of view. Is Stephen Greer right about what he's doing? Well, he's
He's an intelligent man, but from what I saw, he was doing intelligent interviews, intelligent podcasts. He was saying stuff that was intelligent, that made sense. And then what you showed me, he's sat on a hill with his mates, filming some bright lights, and he's going,
Yeah,
"Kumbaya, my lord." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're bringing the
That's what it
aliens.
is.
Like
That's the
meditating
thing
and
that
that,
goes,
like,
"Oh, mate, that's not how we do it." You know?
That's not how we do it. The
I need some evidence.
Are we afraid of the unknown? We don't know. Am I gonna sit
We
there
don't
in
know
the
until
circle?
it presents itself. Yeah.
Exactly. Am I gonna sit in the circle then just doing the same thing? No. Do I like the idea of him believing that the extraterrestrials are actually here to help us? But
Yeah,
the
you love it.
government is holding the
Yeah, the
knowledge
government
hostage?
are always
Yes,
going to
I do.
be shady, living in the shadows, keep things from normal civilians. They're always going to do it. There's experiments. We've done MK Ultra, all this stuff, man. They've given a wide population LSD to see if they'll, go and assassinate
Yeah.
people.
Exactly.
All right, government. So, what else are they hiding? Whatever. But it's all explanational stuff. Aliens is just far fetched, man. I do believe that there's stuff out there. There's microorganisms being found on planets already, which is technically life. So there is life out there. But in our solar system, there's other planets that you can inhabit and things like that. Space is massive, and you'd be stupid to think that nothing exists apart from us. There's something is out there, but what's it going to be? Hostile?
Something's
Not
out there,
hostile.
but what? Yeah.
Where is it? What are
Those
they?
guys,
Are they
it's found in
in the
universe.
caveman
Come on now.
period? Like, are they just with bats now fighting dinosaurs? Are they doing what we did a billion years ago? What are they doing now? Do they even have spaceships? Do they even know what?
There's probably civilizations
What
out
do they
there
look
that are
like?
just there, just starting up.
That's what I mean. Yeah, different phases. Yeah. We're looking for planets anyway, as it is, trying to, find somewhere else to live. We fucked this one up.
My the fear is there that if they know something, they are holding us back. That's the problem.
Yeah, if they
Holding
that's with anything with the government. If they know anything about anything, they keep it to themselves for as long as they can. But then you've got people like whistleblowers and like the three guys we've just watched come out and trying to explain it. But then it doesn't take grip because maybe 100,000 people in the whole world will go, "Oh," and take notice. But that is not enough to start a movement or,
Exactly, that's the problem. It's
yeah, and
not
the
enough
other 10 billion people just go, meh.
Okay, I have to get up to work, tomorrow. and just
100,000
start my
people will
day.
share it on Twitter, and then what? Nothing happens.
So that's my point of view.
Mayhem, you
way
make
we-
me do
the way
things,
we're-
man.
Yeah. Because the way we view the world is different.
Yeah.
Okay, which is good.
We're perceived by
Problem
books,
is-
films, shows, and all that stuff. Everyone goes and watches Netflix. If a UFO showed up, everyone would be like, "The end is nigh," screaming and shooting in the air. And then it would be nigh because you're sending F-22 Raptors to shoot an alien spaceship. Why are you doing that?
So I just came over to say hello.
Yeah, hi. Would you like some advanced technology to solve world hunger? Die, have a missile, fire some missiles.
And that beep. Every episode with Mirror Universe, Star Trek, shows
Yeah,
Earth as the hostile environment.
it does.
Everybody's afraid of us.
All of
It
them.
is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is. They should be, but it's not. It's not Earth as a whole. It's just some of the fucking bellends that live here.
Yeah, it's sometimes
There's a lot of them though.
There is the majority. TikTokers,
Oh, stop! Oh my god!
Imagine
have you
a
heard the story
UFO
about
shows up
Lips
and
of
looks at TikTok and went, "Yeah, we need to end this.
Look what's
The
happening in
suffering
America.
is too much." What?
They want to groom your kid. They want to bring the fucking have you not seen the people trying to teach kids they have to touch themselves? It's good to touch yourself. It's on TikTok.
Oh my
Go
god,
follow
it's
Lips
so
of
bad.
follow Lips of TikTok on Twitter. You're gonna learn so much about what's happening in America. And now teachers in Ireland, right? They're whining because they can't come out and say they're gay. I don't give a fuck if a teacher is gay or not.
I did see you say something about it. That's got nothing to do with anything because they're just there to teach the children. Their sexuality should not have anything to do with the children.
I don't care
Anyway,
what you stick up your
it's
hole
fucking
when you
children
come home,
involved. Yeah. If you take it up the shit box like in your spare time, whatever, innit? As long as you do it after school hours.
Oh yeah, not during school.
Yeah, come and have a bum at the break room, probably sort your life out. But yeah, man.
And it's accepted, and that's what I mean. We're getting on a subject, but I've been talking to the lads there on Twitter and said, listen, guys, whatever happens in America, that's going to go over to Ireland because Ireland is a testing ground, and if that goes through, that jumps over to Europe. That's what happens. But as we know, Simpsons probably predicted that the 5th of May.
Simpsons are so on it. Simpsons are on it, man.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it?
Everything that happens, Simpsons got it.
The Simpsons have already done it, yeah.
But Reuters, they're going to fact check it for us, and they're going to basically say that's all hullabaloola.
Hullabaloola.
So, guys, it's been great. It's been great. We've done over an hour. Jesus Christ, 72 minutes of recording.
It's been educational. For the fact that me and Beeb did absolutely zero for this, we've done pretty well. I will be ending the stream there and the recording. It'll be uploaded to the Gaming Pit Podcast YouTube. I'll do all that tomorrow as well as moving 2 channels that I've got to do. It's going to be great. And I'll catch you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Bye.